it's Erick Känd here. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most common questions I get from people who are using self-hypnosis audio programs for the very first time. The question goes like this. Hey, I seem to be falling asleep when I listen to my hypnosis audio program. Will I still get the benefits from the hypnosis session? So the answer is this. If you do fall asleep during a hypnosis session, the subconscious mind does indeed become less receptive to suggestions for change. Therefore, you would lose some of the potential benefits of the session. However, you may not actually be falling asleep. Let me explain, because this is going to get interesting. The electrical activity of the brain can be measured by sensitive medical equipment, such as an EEG machine. Now, brain waves are measured in pulses per second on what is known as the Hertz frequency scale. Now, scientists have measured and classified 4 generally accepted ranges of brainwave activity that occur as you transition from wakeful alertness all the way down into deep sleep. Now, the first range of brainwave activity is what is known as the beta range of brainwave activity. Now, this is what we call normal wakeful alertness. In this phase, you're active, you're busy, you're conscious, you're running errands, and you're very much aware and focused on your surroundings. Now, the next range of activity, going lower, slower brainwave activity, is the alpha phase of brainwave activity. You're feeling present, quiet, and meditative. In this phase, you are basically in a state of mental and physical relaxation while still being somewhat aware of your surroundings. You are alert but calm. Now, this is also considered to be a light state of trance. The alpha state is ideal for learning new information and for creative problem solving. So if you can imagine sitting in a study in a comfortable chair with some light music going on in the background as you read a book, that's the alpha level of brainwave activity. Now, the next level going down as the brainwaves are slowing down even more is the theta range of brainwave activity. Now, in this particular range, we have a strong internal focus coupled with a feeling of being deeply relaxed to the point of drowsiness. So now we've taken our focus off of the environment and going strongly inward with our levels of focus. It's a state of being half awake and half asleep, sort of like daydreaming. Now, this is actually considered to be a deep state of trance. In this phase, you have easy access to your creative imagination and very vivid mental imagery. Now, slowing down even more, we get down to the last phase of brainwave activity, which is delta. Now, here we have deep, dreamless sleep. In this phase, you are unconscious with very slow brainwave activity. So, the activities of learning and personal development, those are best achieved during the 2 trance states of alpha and theta brainwave activity. Because when you're in very deep sleep at the delta level, the brain puts a lot of things on hold while it focuses on healing and rest and recuperation. Now, when you're at home listening to a hypnosis program, there's actually a way where you can test of whether you're sleeping versus being in the trance state. So just imagine that you're listening to a hypnosis program and you gladly drift into a deep, pleasant state of relaxation and you lose track of time. And then suddenly you just wake up and you're feeling like you've just taken a nap. You might even feel a little bit guilty about sleeping through the hypnosis session. Now, the important question to ask yourself is this: at what point did you actually emerge from the session? There's 2 potential options here. Number 1, did you emerge coincidentally at the same time that the hypnosis program was ending? Or 2, did you emerge an hour or 2 later, way after the program was already over? So if you find yourself emerging at the conclusion of the audio program, then you're actually emerging from a deep level of trance known in the hypnosis world as somnambulism. Now, the thing about somnambulism is that you lose conscious recollection. You can actually experience amnesia for what you just listened to during the hypnosis session. This is common deep trance phenomenon that occurs at the theta level of brainwave activity. It's a very deep level of relaxation, so it feels like you've been napping. Even though your conscious mind drifted off, your subconscious mind was alert and fully tuned in. In fact, it faithfully followed the suggestions to emerge you at the end of the hypnosis session. So in that case, you are not falling asleep at all. Now, if you actually fell asleep, then you'd be completely unconscious and wouldn't have responded to those emerging suggestions at the end of the program. You'd have a nice nap and probably wake up after an hour or two. And that's probably your body's way of telling you that you were actually really tired. So to recap, if you emerge as the hypnosis program is ending, then you did not fall asleep during the session. You simply experienced a deep level of trance, and parts of the session are simply not accessible to your conscious memory. And this is not unusual. In fact, it happens quite frequently when using hypnosis audio programs. However, it won't necessarily happen every time. And I want you to know another thing. You actually experience amnesia every day. I'll give you an example. Have you ever had the experience of having a vivid dream in your head when you wake up in the morning? And then after getting out of bed, 30 seconds later, you can't recall anything about the dream you just had very vividly in your head. Well, it's believed that most people dream about 4 to 6 times every night. How much of that do you actually remember? Personally, I don't remember any of my dreams from last night. So you experience amnesia all the time. This is a natural phenomenon because access to your memories fluctuates with the ebb and the flow of your brainwave activity as well as your emotional state of mind. Also understand, there's no correct level of trance when using a hypnosis program. Achieving a deep level of trance is not necessary for hypnosis sessions to be productive. So don't worry about how deep you go. It's quite natural to achieve different levels of trance every time you have a hypnosis session. Variables that affect your brainwave activity are, for example, how tired you are, your stress levels, the time of day, and potential distractions in the surrounding environment that are happening while you're listening to the program. Also understand that hypnosis is not a flat line experience. Your level of trance will fluctuate substantially even during the course of a single hypnosis session. Actually, if you could graph your level of trance, it would actually look like a sine wave with peaks and valleys as you continue throughout the hypnosis session. Now, sometimes, of course, you'll remember the entire session, and sometimes maybe your memory will be a little bit spotty. And then sometimes you might even have difficulty remembering any of it except for perhaps the beginning of the program. It doesn't matter. You're still getting the full benefits of listening to the program. Let's talk briefly about the power of conditioning. Now, if you listen to self-hypnosis audio programs, I think that's great. Listening to hypnosis programs is a commitment to conditioning your mind, just like regular exercise is a commitment to conditioning your body. After all, do you think it's possible to go to the gym just one time and be done with exercise for the rest of your life? Of course not. It takes a regular and a consistent amount of physical activity just to maintain your health and your well-being. So, of course, you're never done. So, if you don't do enough physical exercise, recreation, and activities, your quality of life eventually will suffer. It's like regular maintenance for your car. So, what about conditioning your mind? Well, to me, I think your mind is like a garden that needs to be cultivated. And what happens if you don't spend any time maintaining a garden? You'll get weeds. And weeds, of course, require no cultivation or care whatsoever. They'll just grow all on their own. But you want to be in charge of what's growing on in this garden here. So in the garden of your subconscious mind, it turns out that the weeds are manifesting themselves in the form of self-doubt, apathy, and negative belief systems. So to cultivate your mind, you need to pursue daily habits, rituals that keep you learning and growing and focused on the things that matter. Sometimes people say that they don't have any spare time for personal development. Well, that is a dangerous belief system that you could probably change right now. Here's one strategy. Put your television into storage for the next 30 days and stop using Facebook altogether. You will suddenly realize that you actually do have plenty of time for personal development. You could work on your goals, take action on your dreams, read books that inspire and teach and motivate you, take challenging courses that allow you to learn and to grow, and listen to podcasts. There's a lot of great ones out there, or audiobooks. You could actually complete several audiobooks in a month just by listening during your commute to and from work. And of course, one of my favorites, taking a break from your busy day for just a brief 20 to 30 minute hypnosis session is an energizing and an empowering way to focus on your personal development. So make that a daily ritual and you will experience wonderful benefits. So try it and see for yourself. Now, if you like, you can click on the link that I provided down below here to learn about the self-hypnosis audio programs that I have personally developed for my clients. Also, please visit hypguru.com and subscribe to the free newsletter. You will get notifications by email about any new articles and videos as they become available. And certainly, if you have any questions about hypnosis programs in general, especially questions that could potentially benefit other people as well, please post them in the comments section below here, and I'll do my best to personally answer each of those here. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.